Jai Hind. In one of the previous videos, we have discussed about rational numbers and irrational numbers. Isn't it, children? And there we discussed every rational number can be written either in the terminating decimal form or in the non-terminating recurring decimal form. So, here I have written some examples for which has terminating decimal forms and which has non-terminating recurring decimal form. See, 1 by 2, 15 by 8, 6 by 10 all are having terminating decimal form. So last year, how did you find the decimal form of rational numbers? Can you recall? So there we have divided the numerator by denominator to get the decimal form. So here first one is 1 by 2. So 1 divided by 2. So we can't divide here 1. So we can't divide, we are putting 0, then decimal point, here also decimal point, then 1 0. Now we have 10, 5 times, so 10 0. We could finish the division when we get the remainder 0. And the quotient is the decimal form of the given rational number. So 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5, terminating decimal form. Consider another example, next one, 15 by 8. 15 by 8. So we can take one time of 8. It is 8, then 7. Next we have to put decimal point, then 0. 70. How many times of 8? 8 times 64. Then 6 balance. Again we can put one more 0. Now how many times? 7 times 56. Now 4 balance. Put 0. 5 times 40. 0. So here also we could complete the division. So the decimal form of the rational number 15 by 8 is equal to 1.875, terminating decimal form. Isn't it? Now, if we have the rational form in this form, like if the denominator is of 10 or 100 or 1000 etc., it will be easy to write the decimal form 6 by 10. How can we write the decimal form? 0.6. Or if the number is 378 by 100, how will you write the decimal form? So it is 3.78. If the denominator is 10, 100, 1000 etc., multiples of 10, we can write the decimal form very easily. Otherwise, we have to divide the numerator by denominator. In all these cases, the decimal form is terminating decimal form. Terminating decimal form. Then, if we have numbers like this, 1 by 6, 5 by 7, 2 by 3 like that, let us verify what will be the decimal form of these numbers. 1 or 2 numbers. Okay. So, consider the first number, 1 by 6. 1 by 6. Here the denominator is not 10 or multiple of 10. So we can't write easily. We have to divide and find out 1 divided by 6. Isn't it? So first 1 we can't divide. So 0 times decimal. How many times of 6 can be taken? 1 time. 4. Then 0. Then how many times? How many times? 6 times 36. 4. Then again 0. Again 6. 36. So again 4. It will continue like this. So here we will get 6. Isn't it? So 1 by 6 can be written as 0.166 etc. We are not able to finish the division. And here in the quotient the digits are repeating. So this we have written like this 0.16 bar. Isn't it, children? So here the decimal expression, decimal form is non-terminating recurring. Here 6 is repeating, non-terminating recurring. So this type of rational numbers are also like here we have. So that what we discussed, every rational number can be expressed either in the terminating decimal form or in the non-terminating repeating decimal form. Okay, children. Now, in this section, you will study without actual division, how can we write the decimal form of a rational number which has terminating decimal form, Okay, children. So for that I am starting with some decimal expansion. Consider at the decimal expansion 0.35. A terminating decimal expansion, isn't it? Terminating decimal 0.35. So here 0.35 can be written as 35 by 100. Isn't it? But usually we are writing the rational form in simplest form. So here both numerator and denominators are divisible by 5. So we can cancel here 7, here 20. So it is 7 by 20. Okay. Then consider another number 2.25. 2.25. Okay. It is equal to 225 by 100. Isn't it? 225 by 100. Here 2 decimal places, so by 100. Now again both are divisible by 5 or something else, so we can do the cancellation. 225 by 100. First I am dividing both numerator and denominator by 5. So it is 4 times. Then 25 5 times. Here 20. Again both are divisible by 5. So 9 here 4. It is 9 by 4. Consider another number 0.04. It is 4 by 100. Okay. Here both are divisible. We can divide by 2. Then again we can divide by 2. So it is 1 by 25. Then another number 0.038 equal to 38 by 1000. Isn't it? Here 3 decimal places. So both are divisible by 2. So we will get 19 by 500. Okay. Now I have written the rational form of some decimal numbers. That decimal numbers are terminating decimal forms. Okay. So if it is terminating, the rational form we have first 0.35 is equal to 7 by 20. 2.25 is equal to 9 by 4. 0.04 is 1 by 25. 0.038 is 19 by 500. Okay, here all are terminating decimal form. Can you see any speciality in this rational forms of these terminating decimal form? There is a speciality. So let us see what is it. So here 7 by 20. Just check the prime factorization of 20. Okay children, 20 by, we can divide prime factorization. So we can divide it by 2, 10, 2, 5. So 2 into 2 into 5. Now come to this one, 9 by 4. It can be written as 9 by 2 into 2. Then 1 by 25. We can write it as 1 by 5 into 5. Here 19 by 500. 19 by prime factorization of 500. 2, 250, again 2, 125, 5, 25, 5, 5. Okay. We are completing the prime factorization when we get a prime number. So 500 can be written as 2 into 2 into 5 into 5 into 5. Okay children. So just check the rational form. Is there any speciality? Check the denominators. Check the denominators. See, if the decimal form is terminating, then the denominator of the rational form will have here only 2 and 5. Here only 2. Here only 5. Here again only 2 and 5. So what we can conclude? What we can conclude? So if the decimal form is terminating decimal form, its rational numbers will have the denominators which has factors only 2 or only 5 or only 2 and 5. Okay children. So what we can conclude? When we have the terminating decimal form, its rational form will have one property. The denominator of the rational form will have only 2 as prime factor or only 5 as prime factor or only 2 and 5 as prime factors. Okay children. So that is the next theorem. Theorem 1.5. If x be a rational number, whose decimal expansion terminates. Then the theorem says x can be expressed in the form p by q, where p and q are co-primes. That is very important, that p by q form should be in the simplest form, co-primes, and the prime factorization of q. Is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m are non-negative integers. So what is the meaning? The denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Come to the examples again. See, this is terminating decimal form. This is the rational form. And we have done the prime factorization of the denominator. And 7 by 2 into 2 into 5. So it is 7 by 2 into 2 can be written as 2 raised to 2 into 5 raised to 1. Now it is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form. So that is the theorem. If the decimal form is terminating, the denominator of the rational form can be written in the form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Now what about this one? You may think here there is no 5. So how can we write in this form? But it is a terminating decimal form. This also can be written in the form 2 raised to m into 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. See here we have 9 by 2 square can be written as 2 into 2 can be written as 2 square into. Suppose if there is 4 can be written as 4 into 1. Isn't it? 4 into 1. Instead of that 1, we can write 5 raised to 0 because you studied one law of exponent. Any number raised to the power is equal to 1. So for this one we can write 5 raised to 0. Okay. So this is 2 raised to 2 into 5. So 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form. Here 1 by 5 into 5 can be written as 5 square. So this also can be written 1 by, we have 5 square, and 2 also can be written with the power 0. And here 19 by 2 how many times? 2 square into 5 raised to 3. So what it means? If we have a terminating decimal form, its rational number can be written, the denominator of the rational number can be written in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to n form. 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form. Isn't it? So that is our first theorem. So let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. This is only for terminating decimal numbers. Then it can be written in the form p by q. P and q should be coprimes. And then q can be written in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. And n and m are positive integers. And we have to study one more theorem, another theorem, theorem 1.6. It is actually its converse. Here we have discussed if the decimal is terminating decimal form, denominator can be written in this form. Here in reverse. Okay. If x is a rational number and whose denominator can be written in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then we can say surely the decimal expansion of this number is terminating decimal expansion. Terminating decimal expansion. Okay. So here come to this rational forms 7 by 20. Here 7 by 20. 20 can be written in the form 2 raised to m into 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So its decimal form is 0.35 terminating. Here 19 by 2 raised to 2 into 5 raised to 3. Rational form, in the rational form denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So the decimal form is terminating decimal form. Okay children. So that is the second theorem. If the denominator is of this form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then the rational form will have terminating decimal expansion. Okay children. You consider another example. Okay, consider another example. First we have discussed what is 1 by 6, isn't it? 1 by 6 we got as 0.1666 etc., isn't it? Here we have discussed, we have done the division. 1 by 6 we got 0.1666 etc., isn't it? So you have studied, this is if digits are repeating, it is non-terminating recurring decimal form. Non-terminating recurring decimal form. Now in this case, check the prime factorization of the denominator. What is the denominator? 6. What is the prime factorization? 2 into 3. Can we write this prime factorization of the denominator in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m? Can we write? Let us verify. We have 2 power 1. Okay, 2 raised to n we have. If we want, we can write 5 raised to 0 also. But we have one more prime factor, 3. Isn't it? So that means this denominator cannot be written in this form because we have one more prime factor here other than 2 and 5. And what we can understand, if the denominator is having any other factor other than 2 and 5, then the decimal expansion is non-terminating recurring. Non-terminating recurring. That is our next theorem. If x be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m are non-negative integers, then the rational number has decimal expansion which is non-terminating repeating or recurring. So if the denominator is having any other factor than 2 and 5, any other prime factor than 2 and 5, then it will have, the rational number will have non-terminating recurring decimal form. But before checking the prime factorization of the denominator, you have to verify whether p and q are co-primes. Whether p and q are co-primes or not. That is very important. So, before checking the prime factorization of the denominator, you have to check whether the rational number is in simplest form or not. Then only you have to verify whether it has terminating decimal form or non-terminating decimal form. So these are the theorems about decimal form of a rational number. Okay, children. So how to verify without actual division, how to verify whether it has rational number has terminating decimal form or non-terminating decimal form, we will discuss in another video. Okay, children. So you have to write all the 3 theorems in your note. Okay. That example problems no need to write now. Just for your information, I explained all this. You just write only the theorems, all the 3 theorems. Theorem 1.5, 1.6 and 1.7. Okay, children. Thank you.